Now, I understand certain shit you can't come back from. I understand that. I ain't gonna be like, oh, y'all need to know. I understand. You might not have to rock with him, but if it's some petty shit, man, bump all that. You know? Right.
I was about to say the same thing, because a lot of people let like little petty shit stop the grind, and you know, like y'all could really be putting on for the city, but because y'all small petty beef, like that just stopped that whole deal right there.
Right.
That's crazy.
And I talk to people who ain't from Charleston, and the way how they look at Charleston is like, if we really were how they look at us, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'd be like, boy, Charleston got a movement. And I'd be like, boy, only if you know.
Bruh.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we were, like, together, if we could have sit in a room and hear Columbia. I was talking to a nigga from Newberry or something like that. He was like, bruh, we ain't got no studios. We ain't got no DJs, no nothing. Like, bruh, like, I came down there, like, y'all niggas, like, together. And I was, like, in my head, like, we alright, you know what I'm saying? Like, we doing it, we talented, but we ain't together like how we should be. But boy, if you could hear other niggas who kind of like worship the shit that we got, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think like niggas need to hear that, cause the nigga that was just like 2 days ago. Nigga was like, bruh, how y'all nigga moving? I won't fuck with y'all. And I was like, bruh, like, we can be way more than us. That's just, you know, like, you know, so. I hope they hear this interview and they kind of take heed, because I really had a nigga from Newberry, South Carolina, was worshiping our fucking our scene. Like, it was like the truth. Like, this ain't no Columbia shit. He was like, Columbia cool, but Columbia kind of sound like so and so. Like, y'all niggas got y'all own shit going on. And when he said that shit that made me realize, like, he was like, dawg, like, I want to fuck with y'all. I want network. I'm listening to your beats sound like some different shit. And I was just like, damn, like, you know, they really worship us.
Dog, that shit, let me tell you how I know that shit real. Cause somebody from Darlington, he's not even into music, but he known like people that came from Charleston that been in that area too. But he was saying the same thing. He was like, man, y'all like click tight, which is true now.
We are, but when you are in it, you know that there's more room for improvement. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm not saying we all do ball together, you know what I'm saying? But picture if we really was on one page. They talking about Atlanta. We'll kill Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
That's my thing. The only thing I feel like the only thing that Atlanta got over us is their unity.
Yeah, their unity.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if we were unified, like, Charleston would really kill places.
We got more history than them. Yes. Atlanta got a nice history. Atlanta got a big city, but their history don't compare to Charleston history.
Yes, bro. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't, like, we got a more story. I don't know no stories about their black history and the slave trades and all that. We got more. You know what I'm saying? But for the simple fact that it's Atlanta, it's bigger. But Charleston really got more to culture. Atlanta ain't got no, they just like any other big metropolitan city, you know what I'm saying? But we got the culture, we got the slave shit, we got all this shit. Like, we are bigger than Atlanta, but until we recognize and put that on the map, we'll never be, you know what I'm saying?
I swear to God, that has been my argument for the past 3 years. I'm like, Charleston is way bigger, we got way more history, you know what I'm saying? It's like, for the life of me, I couldn't figure out why Charleston ain't as known as it was. And the thing that used to make me mad was Charleston was starting to get known for the Walter Scott shooting and for the Charleston 9 shooting at Emmanuel 9. I'm sorry. So like, everybody was focused on Charleston for that, and I'm thinking, well, this probably Charleston time to like for the art scene to come up, but it ain't happen like that.
Like, from my understanding, don't quote me on this, I heard they done burned this shit down twice. I heard this was the capital twice. You know what I'm saying? Like, Charleston got this thing that I don't know if it gets too popular. Like, Charleston is supposed to be the capital. People don't quote me on this now, but this is what I'm hearing. Charleston was supposed to be the capital since way back in the day. They burned the city down. Burned this shit down just like how you hear about other shit down, like twice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, it's the curse that everybody talk about, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, like, Columbia cool, but Columbia I ain't gonna say nothing about Columbia. I don't have nothing bad to say Columbia, but when it comes to Charleston, is supposed to be the capital of South Carolina. I put it like that, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what Charleston got. I don't know what the higher, you know, powers got against Charleston, but for some reason, you know what I'm saying, they don't want Charleston to be in the forefront. But we the #1 tourist spot, the #1 in the world Waka Flocka is doing a post about this. I saw, you know what I'm saying, Dirty David Quardell, rest in peace, they a post of shit.
Make fun of Charleston. Hey, show up there. What they said, I'm from North Charleston, boy. Yeah. Then I seen like, that was slave first landing. Like,
yeah.
Like I learned a lot of shit out there. Then
they still got the language and everything.
Then they got another part of beach houses and shit, like niggas just be chilling. Yeah. And that shit fire. I like it. I fuck with it.
He was like, they was like the one place you go in the world.
What's the most amazing place you've traveled?
The most amazing place I've ever traveled? South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh, I heard it's beautiful.
That's the first place I never knew we were a slave arrived in America. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's like going overseas in America.
Yeah.
And they talk crazy. They talk something called Geechee.
It's a little bit of a dialect. Yeah. And could you not understand it? Were you just like,
I understand.
Oh, okay.
Did you know how great when you're around Jamaican, like those talk like that? It kind of sounds Jamaican.
He would say Charleston, South Carolina. He said we talk like we from an island, we different. How you gonna have Waka Flocka who done been in Atlanta, Los Angeles, everywhere? He said Charleston is the #1 place, and people don't even know we the #1 tourist place. That means something, you know, but I don't know.
In due time, man.
Oh, in due time,
I feel
definitely.
like in due time, for real. Definitely in due time.
Definitely.
So where do you see yourself and your brand in 5 years?
5 years, I'm trying to be on like corn, you know what I'm saying? 5 years. Like, I got red carpet dreams, you know what I'm saying? Red carpet dreams, of course, you know, I want to be a star, I want to be a movie actor, I want to be making beats for the Drake, the Raw Waves, the Little Wayne. But if it doesn't work out like that, I at least want my craft to have me to a position that I'm making enough money that I can invest and do other stuff. That's the realistic of it. If I don't get on, hopefully I can still use my craft to make enough money that I'm supporting my family like I'm doing now, but at a higher scale, you know, so it's either or. But I got red carpet dreams, like I want to be a star, like I'm not too pressed like working for people and shit like that. Like no, I want to work for myself regardless. So it's either I'm famous, or it's like I done build my clientele, I done build my business to a point that hey, this is how people got like 3 or 4 ways of making money. This is my one way of how I'm making money, and then I take this investment from that to invest into something else. So it's either or. If it don't work, me being famous, it's definitely gonna be the income that I need.
Man, that's lit, man. But I believe the same thing. I feel like art, the one thing that we didn't really know or we didn't really recognize, I feel like in Charleston, is that, or I won't even say we, because I would be talking about like my generation and a little bit the generation before mine, and then like my parents' generation. I feel like my parents' generation, they don't really see art as something you can really make money off of over here.
Not really, like I guess they don't get to see it, you know what I'm saying? That's the advantage of Atlanta. Like you probably can walk outside and see a young Jeezy driving in a Ferrari, you know what I'm saying? It's visible, you know. I used to have that argument with my mom, and I just felt like she didn't get to see it. The only person she saw was like this dude named Darius Rucker, you know what I'm saying? And he did his thing, you know what I'm saying? He got a street name after him and all that, but we don't have that much famous people when you can see it in your face, you know what I'm saying? It would be another thing if me and you went to the mall right now and saw 2 Chainz like just outside, like you can see it, you'll feel it, inspire you. We don't have that one person, well, not yet at least, to kind of show us the success of what we trying to do. So it's kind of hard for everybody else to support it because they didn't see it themselves, you know. So
do you feel like that's because a lot of probably like a lot of artists just stay in Charleston, like they don't venture off to go to other cities to perform and network and stuff?
I don't know, that's the big question right there. What's the problem? Basically that's what you're saying. What's the problem? I don't know. I can't say because I'm part of the problem too. You know what I'm saying? Like for whatever they ain't doing, I ain't doing it either. You know what I'm saying? So
and that's big to, you know, kind of take that responsibility too, because you're a producer.
Yeah,
that's honest, you know.
Yeah, that's honest. Like, ain't, you know, just, I don't know if it's a timing thing, or I don't know if we behind the times. I don't know if we're not together like how we supposed to be. Like, I don't know. Time will tell us. Time always seems to be the answer with anything in life, you know. So that's how I feel. But I can't really give an honest answer. Like, what's the problem? Like, I don't know.
You're right. That timing thing. I feel like that's really what it is. All right, so that we're gonna try to wrap up the interview now. I got 2 questions for you, but it takes you. You gotta take 30 seconds to answer this. So So I'm gonna ask you your top 5 artists in general and your top 5 artists in Charleston. You gotta take 30 seconds. Oh, no, I from Charleston.